Hi everyone, my name is Suzanne and I'm a Chinese metaphysics master in Hong Kong. Today I'm going to show you a super simple trick with which you can analyze your Bazi chart and determine whether you are more of a long-term thinker or a short-term thinker in terms of financial goals. A lot of times we think we may be one, but actually the other one suits us better. Or if you're actually a practitioner, you may get a lot of clients who will ask you, is it better to invest in something conservative that just makes money over time, but it's not like a quick sort of money scheme? Or should I just tend towards more like the risky investments, the short-term investments, quickly in and quickly out? And while there are certain techniques that you can look at that may help you in terms of, let's, for example, look at the day master. The day master can tell you about the character of a person, and if a person tends more towards thinking very long about taking a decision, then obviously a short-term mindset is not one that will resonate with them. So there's certain tricks like that. However, there's a much easier way of analyzing about the chart and answering that client question. Should I move more towards a conservative investment or financial goal, or should I just go into quick thinking, quick mindset for short-term goals? So basically what we look at here is the raw wealth versus the indirect resource 10 gods. So these are the ones we are looking at in your Bazi chart. Now, raw wealth, or RW as it is called, those are the people who want to enjoy life, and they want to enjoy life in the here and now. There's like no long-term planning. It has to be right here, right now, or ideally yesterday. It's all about instant gratification, and it's also about spending money. Now, spending money can happen in several ways. Of course, you can just spend money on stuff that has absolutely no return on investment. But if you have a very high percentage of raw wealth in your chart, then it could also lead you to just making short-term investments. You're obviously spending money, but it has a return on investment. And because it's short-term and your raw wealth strength is quite high, this appeals to you. Now, if you are more leaning towards IR, indirect resource, then you're more of a long-term thinker. Yeah, IR, people with a high IR percentage in their chart, they tend more towards planning for old age. Um, they want to make sure that in their old age, they have a good life, that they can enjoy life, they don't have to worry about money. And so they tend to be more long-term thinkers. They tend to have more long-term financial goals. Now let's have a look at what you are and what resonates with you more. So what you need to do is you need to plot your Bazi chart. You can go to this link, and I'll also post that link in the description to the video. And you enter your date and time of birth. Now, if you don't have the time of birth, you may get some variation in the chart. So I would say for this particular analysis, make sure that you do have the time of birth as well, or that you enter it as at least as much as you know it. It will give you a more accurate result. Now, once you've plotted the chart, you scroll down all the way to the bottom of the chart, and on the right-hand side, you will get this particular chart. This is called the 10 profiles strength chart. Yeah, and we are focusing on the natal part. So we are not looking at this annual distribution at all. This is irrelevant for our particular analysis. So you will just look at this beige colored natal distribution. And here you will see all the 10 gods that you may have in your chart and at what percentage they are. So here you have an eating god at 94, friend is at 85, and so on. So this is essentially what you need to look at. However, you need to look out for raw wealth and then also indirect resource. So these are the two that you need to look at, and you check what is the percentage. So here we have indirect resource at 83%, whereas raw wealth is only at 45%. So this tells you what the person leans more towards. If the indirect resource element is at a higher percentage, so stronger than the Rob wealth, then you're leaning more towards long-term thinking, long-term financial planning, more conservative types of investments. Whereas if the Rob wealth element is stronger, so if that's higher up in your profile strength chart, then you're leaning more towards a short-term thinking, short-term financial planning. You have a good affinity with just like with trading, maybe even day trading if it's very, very high. Yeah, so because that's quite risky. So whichever one is higher, that's the one you should go to whenever you ask yourself, should I go for a long-term investment or a long-term plan rather than a short-term plan? So this is very, very easy to determine. Now, if one of them is missing in your chart, so if one of them is at 0%, then obviously you take the one that actually has a percentage. All right. And if both of them are at 0%, then you're in between. Yeah, then you can go either way. And then you probably may have to learn how to do both, or you just hire a financial advisor who does this for you so you don't make any mistakes, because there's no clear leaning towards one or the other. All right. So this is very, very simple to determine. Have a look at your chart and then make your plans accordingly. So once again, thank you so much for spending your time with me, for learning a little bit about your Bazi astrology chart. It's always a pleasure. If you do have any questions, any comments, please put them in the comments below or contact me directly. My email address is in the description to the video. I'd really appreciate it, as always, if you subscribe to my channel, if you shared it with someone who may be interested, and if you hit that like button. See you guys soon.